Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. Let me see. Got Anne from Providence Forge, Virginia. Mom, you're regardless in Zone 2B. You're nuts, girl. You are nuts. Uh, Bespoke, also from Minnesota. Got part of the container gardener going. Just a few plants. No idea what I'm doing, but it's a start. Got a few extra seed packets also. That's where I started. I had no idea how to garden. I just had a bunch of buckets in my backyard, and that's where most people start, I think. And Linda, hello. Becky from Indiana. Deborah, hello. Amy from Virginia. Waiting in Chicago. Hello, Deborah from Iowa. Waiting impatiently to plant my garden. Yep, I got a garden update for you guys tomorrow. It's not a good one. Let me see. Set out 8 tomatoes, not missing planting the 30 to 50 I did when I was younger. Well, not much anyway. Nostalgia is double-edged sword. It sure is. Tiffany, hello, my sister. And Joe from Northwest Arkansas. Morning all from Chicago. It's not morning unless you're working nights. Kansas City, hello, Valerie. From Anna from Kentucky. New Hampshire, Pittsburgh. Put my kimchi prep on hold for this. I feel very honored by that. I'm playing with the idea of making a massive batch of kimchi that will just last for like a long time, because it's like the number one thing that I sold at the farmers market, and I hate making it, but I just might do it. I'm considering it. And A. Jorgensen from Quebec, South Carolina, Missouri, Southern Missouri. Well, howdy, neighbor. Watching your videos on tomato plants. I did 75 tomatoes from seeds. Awesome. Just talking to my hubby about our kimchi. That sounds like a good plan to me. I love kimchi. I could eat kimchi on just about anything. Why is your garden update not going to be good? Because that lovely potting soil that I bought, it has wiped out at least half of my tomato starts, and the other half look like crap. So I'm probably going to end up having to buy tomatoes, at least a good number of them. I don't know if all of them are going to die, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Sweet potato from Texas. Hello. I need to figure out how to make kimchi I can eat. I have resorted to buying a $6 jar a month from the store. That's not too bad. I cannot do spicy so much. Looking forward to white kimchi. Looking into white kimchi. I should look into making that too. I bet some people would enjoy having some white kimchi. I live for spicy stuff. Like, spicy is my jam. Yeah. Yep. It is an abysmal, awful. It's a graveyard. It is an absolute graveyard in my greenhouse. It's terrible. My son's taught me how to make kimchi. Awesome. Have you tried Fillmore containers? They have kimchi jars. You can buy them separate or together. I've never heard of that. Fillmore. We're talking commercial size though, so I'm gonna look it up just in case. Maybe it might be helpful. Fillmore jars. Oh, those are just like for selling? Because what's pulling up here is just like jars. Is that what you're talking about? I already have a jar supplier that's fairly local and reasonably priced, so I need mild and soft shredded. Was it bad soil? Most likely. That's all I can figure. I had a lot of people after I had done the tomato starts. They had cautioned me that they struggled a lot with the same soil that I had used. Is the or stuff they sell at Costco, the organic potting soil they sell at Costco. And that's all I can imagine, because when I started them, I watered them in with fish emulsion, so they got their nutrition, and I've watered them once since. So all I can figure is that it has to be the soil. Can you snip a branch from your plants and root them in water? It usually only takes a few days for good roots. Well, I think you can with a lot of different things, but I'm not sure. Hello, Bella Whispers Farmstead. I like spicy, but it doesn't like me. I like it. I like it a lot. I got into spicy food. Like I used to be like mild chili powder was hot for me. And then I met my husband and he is very into hot stuff. And I discovered how much it helps with my digestive issues. So I kind of became obsessed and I eat it with a lot of stuff. It just helps move things along. What most people hate about it is the reason that I use it. The taco kraut is so good. Oh my gosh, isn't it? It's one of my favorites. I'm just contemplating restarting up the ferments, but I just moved everything to the kitchen today, all the kombucha. Got a fresh batch made while I was there, and things are just moving right along. I've got like 2 to 2.5 days that I can work in the kitchen there. So whatever I'm able to get done in those days, that's kind of what I'm going to offer. We'll see how it goes. Did you ever try deep fried sausage sauerkraut balls? No, I haven't tried them. I want to, but so happy caught you. I'm happy you caught us too. I finally got to Costco 3.5 hours from home. I wanted to try the raw fermented sauerkraut so I would know if I liked it. They did not have any, as there have been a sealing issue. Yeah, even the stuff they do sell is not actually raw. Look at their website. It's not. It's partially pasteurized. Like you're gonna have a hard time finding stuff that's not pasteurized. I sell stuff that's unpasteurized, but most people don't. I just made stuffed jalapenos. Yum, indeed. My son loves kimchi and is going to try and make it, but fermentation is very new to me. Well, you came to the right place. I got all kinds of videos on it. God's desire for me from North Carolina. Hello. Type in kombucha and they come up. Type in kombucha for what? I'm going to have to see your previous comment. Have you tried Fillmore Container? They have kimchi jars and lids. You can buy them separate or together. Oh, for the kombucha? Are you talking about bottles or do they have something like a specific thing for fermenting kombucha? Iowa will start milking the dairy sheep tomorrow for kefir. Nice. I've heard sheep milk is one of the most bioavailable, like the most or bioidentical. I think it is that is best for humans. Is that right? I love making stew out of my overripe kimchi. Oh, that does sound good. 7 strokes and stuff are from sensitivity issues, and I hate it. Oh, that does sound terrible. But 7 and you survived. You are strong. Started my first kraut ferment today with you talking me through it. I love it. Love it. Love it. I always have much more daikon radish than I need for the kimchi with just 1 cabbage. I imagine radish kimchi is possible. It is. It absolutely is. You see, Shannon from Minnesota lost half of my tomato starch too. We love kimchi so much we had to learn how to make it. It's so good when you make it fresh. Oh, my heart breaks for you on the tomato starch. Like I'm just like I'm trying really hard to just accept that it happened and be okay with it, because thankfully we do have an Amish like a greenhouse business around here, and I can get tomato starch for like 50 cents a piece. They're the 4 for like 209. So I think after my event that I have next weekend, I'm probably going to head over there and pick up a good batch of them, because I'll know by then which ones are going to live and which ones are not. And I think I'm going to give it like less than another week, and I'm going to try and purchase a better quality potting soil and just re-up pot them. But I don't want to do it obviously like right away, because that'll probably be more traumatizing. But just going to see what survives and try and recover the best I can. Have you ever made coffee kombucha? Yes, I have. I have 8 gallons of it going right now. I have 400 plus tomatoes. I love it. Beefsteak, brandywine, and cherry and Roma. Honestly, started them in a spent hay from chicken coops, and they're doing great. That's awesome. Have you been watching and learning for sure? Awesome. evening, and I just made pickled eggs. Never liked them, but changed my mind. I love pickled eggs. They're so good. Have you ever, if you can try fermenting too. My favorite way to make it is in beet kvass. Like you just put the eggs in the beet kvass. They turn like the most gorgeous shade of purple. Oh my gosh. And it's so delicious. Does your coffee kombucha taste like coffee? Coffee is my weakness. It definitely it tastes like okay, so take if you've had kombucha, right? However much kombucha tastes like black tea, it's just like a hint of it. Coffee tastes is about the same, I think. I haven't had a tremendous amount of it. I just started my new batch like a few days ago, but it's good stuff. I have started kefir. Yay! Have you ever made coffee? Yes, I did. What is kimchi? Kimchi is a spicy Korean ferment. It's like Korea's version of sauerkraut, basically. It's got gochugaru in there. It's got like, depending on the recipe, it's got like ginger and garlic and onions and Napa cabbage, and is really good stuff. My apple, peach, and cherry apricot trees were in blossom, and oh no, guess I'll be buying fruit to can. Oh, my heart breaks for you. That happened to us the last 2 years. So after the second year of getting no fruit, we chopped the trees down because we're like, these are obviously just not meant for our area, because the same thing happened 2 years in a row. Like the first year where we were like, we got here in June, so everything that had happened had already happened, and there was no fruit on the trees. So we're just like, okay, maybe these are just every other year trees, and we didn't get any the following year, and it was because we had that one late frost, and we had like a fake spring, and then it frosted and killed all the blossoms, and we got nothing. Sort of like, these are obviously just not meant for this area. You got to find local stuff that is like the varieties that are made for your area that can kind of withstand that kind of stuff. I added need juice for my pickled beets. Love the color and taste. I'm guessing that meant beet juice. Yeah, it's really cool. Lee Crafty Homestead, hello. Love my fermented eggs, but now I'll have to try and beet kvass. It's so good. And it just makes it so pretty too. And that's one of the things I really like about it. It's just gorgeous. It's just this nice, deep, dark purple color. Oh my gosh. And yes, thank you, Tiffany, for posting that link. But yeah, today, this whole week has been kind of crazy, busy, just lots of stuff going on. I got all my kombucha moved to the commercial kitchen and got kind of settled in there. Still have some more stuff I got to do, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. Still waiting for my meeting with the health department. Hopefully that'll happen this week. Yeah, just kind of doing stuff, and we'll see how things go. Pear trees in full bloom, and temps are supposed to go down to 28 tonight. Oh, cover them up with a sheet. Like, just throw a sheet over it. Like, whatever spare sheets you got, just throw it over them and just leave them for the night. Just bought a refractometer, which measures sugar in liquid for our kombucha. I have a friend who had her pancreas removed due to cancer. This will mean she can drink it. Shows grams per 100 milliliter. I was just looking into that last night. I was actually left quite a long Marco for my sister talking about that. I was just looking into it because I need to find effective ways to measure the alcohol content that doesn't cost 10 grand. So it looks like a refractometer seems to be a good way to measure the alcohol level as well. What is the name of the fermentation book you use a lot? It's Ferment Your Vegetables. I don't know where it is, and I can't really leave this room to go find out, but I'm pretty sure it's called Ferment Your Vegetables, but there's something wrong with the printing of it, and it's insanely expensive, and you can only find it used on Amazon, so you have to look at other sites. I haven't looked myself. The Art of Fermentation is a good one too. Yes, that one is good. The books that I use most commonly are in the description of the video, but yes, Art of Fermentation. I thought you were talking about recipe book. So the one that I like that has the best recipes, in my opinion, is the Ferment Your Vegetables. Really good. Apple tree produced 2 very little apples last year, but we think it's dead now. We have no idea why. Pear is doing good so far. Yeah, our pear trees do much better than apple trees, so I can understand that. My yard looks funny with all the covering frost tonight. Yep, just got to cover it up. I don't think we're supposed to. I should look because I think. No, I'm not wrong. But no, I need to look. Make sure. No, we're getting down to 48. We'll be fine. Do you cure meats? Nope. I want to, but I haven't taken the time to learn. Cicadas are coming here soon. Worried about your young fruit trees. Do they eat fruit trees? I don't know what cicadas do other than just irritate me and be really loud. I don't know what they actually do. What did I miss? Had to bottle feed an orphaned goat. Life of a homesteader, right? We just been chit chatting. I can't even imagine what to recap on that. Did you get your pig meat back? No, oddly enough, they still have it. We haven't heard back from them yet, so hopefully that will happen soon. It's taking a lot longer than it did last time, but they were supposed to let it hang last time, and like we got a call like 3 days later, and I was like, you clearly did not let it hang. So I don't know, but no, we haven't gotten it back yet. And Virginia light frost. I'm a Virginia light frost. Late frost? Does alcohol levels for sure, and for urine, we own a vet surgery and use them there. Very cool. I'm glad I got the ferment your vegetables already. Need to make more of those recipes. Most definitely. It's an awesome book. I love that book. Today I had some goat tacos. They were great. I'm not sure if they were made with goat meat or if they're a kind of tacos that goats like to eat. Either way, I liked them. That's funny. I hate goat meat. That's one of the reasons we don't have goats. One of many, but I don't like it. It's so gross, and it's like it tastes like foot. I don't like it. I don't even like sheep either. Gingerbug is bubbling now. Are we ready to start our first bottling? Should be. Sounds good to me. My sister over there, Hamakua Homestead, right there. She is way more experienced with making gingerbugs, but I've only done it once, like 3 years ago, because I just like kombucha. So I don't tend to make gingerbugs because I just love kombucha and I make it, and it's my preferred drink. So making ginger beer right now too. See, she's making it right now. Right there. Click on her and she can answer or just type a question. But I'm pretty sure that is the sign. I'm following your recipe. Awesome. I'm not a fan of goat meat. We have them for the milk. Yeah, I don't like goat milk either. It tastes like foot. So when I do get a dairy animal, when I'm ready for that step, it will be a cow. I have apple cider vinegar going. It smells slightly like vinegar. Been about a month. Should I let it go longer? If you want to. There's probably nothing wrong with letting it go longer. It'll keep fermenting. My refrigerator is full of 9F fermenting vegetables, mostly tomatoes from last year. They're so red, I make a lot of soups. Interesting. I don't like lamb or mutton either, but I can't tell goat from hamburger. Interesting. I really think if I don't try to eat a buck, that's a nightmare. That's what I hear. I was a bit unsure as yours was like 2 months before you bottle it. You wait 2 months before you bottle your gingerbug, Tiffany? I thought it was like 2 weeks, but I don't remember that well, so I'm not sure. I got my coffee in my old school Constance mug. Good Life Farm. I'm an OG. It was a bit. No, the one you helped me with because. Oh, right. Because it took so long. Yeah, it wasn't like an intentional 2 months. It was 2 months. The one you did with Tiffany. I have a compartmentalized brain. I don't always think of what happened in the past. So it doesn't always work that way. You want young goat or lamb. I don't want any goat or lamb. Only waited because I was scared. There you go. So no reason to wait. Just do. Just do it. Just do it. I don't know. So yes. So what's everybody want to talk about tonight? Are we doing gardens? Are we doing fermenting? Any questions that people have? I did not come with an agenda today because I just didn't. Had my young lamb and didn't care for it. Yes, it tastes like foot. I just don't like it. Lamb is nasty, greasy, yuck. Yep. The only reason that I can see myself getting lamb is if Robert wants them and wants to take care of them, or we need them for pasture health. That's like I would use them for pasture health and maybe like sell the excess meat or sell the young ones, but we're not having any luck selling our pigs, so I don't really expect that we would go into the breeding business because it's just not something that people are willing to pay for. I got my carrots, peas, potatoes, beets, onions planted today. The brassicas are getting hardened off so they can move outside. Zone 3B is amazing. So excited for the season. That's awesome. I tried to get onion sets today, but the greenhouse was sold out. So I might be without growing onions this year. Lamb is good. Never tried goat. Strawberries are in. I have very pretty vinegar working. Awesome. It concerns me that you know what foot tastes like. I don't actually know what foot tastes like. I'm not a weirdo, but like that's just what I equate it to. Like you can imagine what a stinky foot would taste like because you smell a hamburger and you know what a hamburger tastes like. Like you smell a foot, you probably can imagine what a foot would taste like. That's all I'm basing it on. Is there a measurement for salt and water for fermenting? Yes, there is. You want to use 2% of the combined weight of the water and the vegetables. So if you have, like if you're doing sauerkraut, you don't add water to it. You just add the salt. So you would weigh the cabbage and like in grams, it's easiest to weigh in grams. And you just move the decimal place over 2 points. So if you have 1,000 grams of cabbage, right? Then you move the decimal place over 2 and that gives you 10, right? And then you double it to get your 2%, meaning you would add 20 grams of salt. Same thing with the cabbage, or with if you're making like a brine ferment, then I didn't mean to say cabbage just then, but when you're adding the brine to the vegetables to ferment it, you would weigh the water and the ingredients, if you want to be exact, and get and do 2% of that as salt. And then the way I do it is I make the brine with 1 tablespoon of salt per pint of water. I've never had a failure with that, but get onion plants online from Dixondale Farms. Ours arrived today. Oh, I need to do that because I know that we would really like to have onions. It's a great pest repellent. The best cheeses smell like feet. I would disagree with that. I have not seen a mother. I don't know if that is something that should happen. I don't think it should happen, but it does happen. Hello, Mitzi from Maryland. I'm with Anna on goats. Yep. See, goats just, in my opinion, they're not worth the trouble unless like you have a goat making slope business or something like that. I don't think they're worth the trouble. They're just a pain in the butt. Like the fences have to be ironclad tight. And my neighbors had a poor experience with the people who lived here prior to us. And they don't care for goats because their goats would always get out. And I think if our goats got out, inevitably when they do get out, I don't think we would have goats anymore. So, and I wouldn't blame them. If you got a goat on your property and it's doing stuff that shouldn't be doing, you got the right to do what you got to do on your own property. So like I just think it wouldn't do well, and I don't want to. I don't want something that like I would be willing to put in the effort to take care of a cow because I would get cow's milk. I enjoy cow's milk. It's easy to separate, and I like the product. I like the end product as well. Like you could breed the cows and eat the babies once they're not babies anymore. And I like beef. That's just me. It's what I like. So nothing about keeping goats is alluring to me other than if I needed to clear a lot of brush and then I would sell it. I wouldn't keep it and I wouldn't eat it. Thinking about all the ginger sediment in the bottom of the bottle you opened. Yeah, there's a good amount of sediment. I agree. I don't want goats again. Too much work. Yep. I'm gradually giving up on everything. That's not good. Unless that's the path you want to go on to be more, have a freer schedule. I need goats to keep the wild blackberries and grapes away. See, purpose. If there's a purpose for it, I would do it. But my scobies are growing. Yay. We have a Nigerian dwarf goats and our only regular wire fencing. They don't even bother getting out. Well, that's good. But that's not been the experience that I've experienced. And we don't have good fencing. So, sediment. Yes, it stays in there. I don't remove anything. We drink it. Yep. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just sediment. It's just ginger. There's nothing. Ginger and dead bacteria. I bought my onion sets and bare root strawberries from Stark Brothers here in Missouri. Stark Brothers is in Missouri? I didn't know that. I would like to rent a goat to eat the poison ivy we have. That's a good idea. Goats also stink. Yes. And they pee in their own face. They're weird. It's just not my cup of tea. I like coffee more. Beef, pork, chicken, and fish. That's it. I just like beef. Pork is an acceptable substitute when it's cheaper. I don't really care for chicken. I'm indifferent on fish. It's been a very infrequently that I've ever purchased fish, and I just don't really care for chicken. I have a lot of chicken in my freezer that we raised 2 years ago, and we still have half of it. I realized after I raised 100 meat birds and put them in the freezer, it took me about 6 months to realize that I don't actually like chicken. I just like chicken broth, and that is why I raised their broth birds. Robert, every once in a while, he'll fry one up and he'll bread it and do, like the deep fried, like Southern style chicken. But I can't eat that style. So for me, it's just boring and stupid. I don't like it. I just like broth. Okay, Suzanne, do what you want to do. The livestock kind of gave up on the dairy goats, selling the cows. We have a very bad fencing. I still have 10 chickens and a few rabbits, and we got 2 feeder pigs this year. Exciting. Yeah, we're trying to get rid of our pigs. We have a bunch of feeder pigs, but we're trying to sell them because it's just not the route we want to go down anymore. I want to try pigs again. Got to figure out how to make it not a stinky pen. Carbon is what you want to do. Add lots and lots of carbon. Anytime we add enough carbon to it, you can barely even smell it, but you got to have access to it, like a wood chipper or something like that, and a bunch of fallen trees. So my uncle had goats and he peed on the electric fence. You can imagine what happened. I'm guessing the pig got electrocuted. Being in the Pacific Northwest, fish is good. True. That's very true. Broth feet. Yeah, definitely broth feet. We can always restock when we are more ready. That is true. That's kind of what I'm figuring. Like, just because we're not ready now doesn't mean we'll never be ready. And right now, it's more of a headache and a frustration with the pigs because we don't have the proper fencing. So it's a headache, and it makes it not enjoyable because we don't have a massive source of carbon to keep in there. We don't have our rotational grazing system set up like we would like to yet. The pen that we do have is not, it barely tolerates pigs. I think it was originally meant for goats. We're guessing because it has barbed wire, like a double layer of barbed wire on top, and it has railroad ties on the bottom. So we're guessing that it was made for goats. But it kind of works as long as as long as you keep them well fed, the pigs stay in there. But it's not ideal. It's definitely not strong enough to withstand pigs by any stretch. I always wanted one of those goats that freeze and fall over when startled. That would be funny. But then you just have to have goat just so you can sneak up on them and scare them and laugh. My brother peed in a live house socket when he was a toddler. Ooh, does not sound pleasant. Florida, hello. I found a source of chicken feet. Did you find a good source of it? How much is it? Because they should be really cheap. Stark Brothers are in Louisiana, Missouri, fairly close to Doug and Stacy. Very cool. What is Stark Brothers? Stark Brothers is there you go. It's a great nursery. They sell. I think they're most known for like their trees. But yeah, it's like a massive online nursery. There you can buy a lot of stuff. I'm waiting for a price. They process a minimum of 200 chickens at a time, and they throw them out. Oh, girl, you got lucky. They might be free feet. Free feet. They have to throw them away. There you go. You're saving them money, and you get like 400 chicken feet. That'd be awesome. We'll see. Hoping so. That would be amazing. That would be totally amazing. You can't really go wrong with that. I got an empty freezer too. I wish I did. What do you use chicken feet for? Chicken feet, I use it in broth because all the joints, the pads of the feet, the skin that's on it, all of that stuff is very rich in collagen and gelatin. So it makes a very thick broth. It's very healthy. It's very gut healing. So it's really, really good thing to add when you're making broth. If you have a cat, you can put a thunder jacket coat on them and they can't walk. Psychological, look it up on YouTube. There you go. I would much rather have a cat and do something like that. Stark Brothers has a sale on some fruit trees. 1816 got the text today. That's a screaming deal. I saw 2 small beef bones at the store for $10. I know. Ever since all that stuff started coming up and like people are starting to make their own broth, like they started really stupid overcharging for bones. You used to be able to get it almost free. Because I'm all about them feet. Made kombucha many years, but just discovered tapache pineapple skin or ripe pulp, cinnamon, cloves, sugar, and water from it in a bottle like kombucha, but no SCOBY. Quite interesting. Yep, tapache. It's good stuff. It's not my favorite. So I've only made it a couple of times because I don't know. I just don't care for fermented pineapple that much because it ferments very quickly because of the sugar content, but then the sugar content is gone. So it just tastes, I don't know. It's just not something I enjoy a whole lot. You see, but how much room can 400 chicken feet take up? It can fill a freezer it depends on how they freeze them. Like if it depends on it depends on the processing of it. Like they could just give you a box of fresh chicken feet and then you have to get them frozen. So, I mean, it kind of depends on what you want to do with them. Like if you want to package them up in like 10 per Ziploc and throw them in the freezer that way, or if you want to freeze them individually on like cookie sheets spread out in there. Like it kind of depends on how it's frozen. If it were me, I would probably bulk package them, like figure out how many I want to put in a broth or what I want to use them for and package them up that way. I feel like that would take up the least amount of space in your freezer. When I was a kid, neck bones and chicken wings were free from the corner butcher. There you go. Think about what's going to happen. They did say they would clean them for me to pick up. That's sweet of them. I'm looking for a purple sweet potato. Have you ever had them? I have had them. They're pretty good. I wouldn't say they're my favorite, but I know that there's a wide variety of purple sweet potatoes, so it could have just been the variety that I had. It was kind of bland. I know that they sell like a Hawaiian sweet potato that's purple, and that one is supposed to be really good. But I don't think I've had like that kind that's supposed to be super amazing. But I'm not eating sweet potatoes right now, so I don't know. Um, Granny showed me to use chicken feet to make broth, but I want to try your canning method. Both of them are good. I mean, you can't beat either way. Looking for from the book Fermented Vegetables, I did the bok choy ferment, and we tried it last night. It was amazing. Also, my sourdough bread making is going very well, all because of fermented February. That's exciting. I like that. Yeah, I haven't tried that recipe in the book. I don't usually get bok choy, so I don't know. But Tiffany, you should try that one. I bet Scott would like that one. I can't afford to buy it often, but we have locally grown meat supplier in our area now. That's awesome. Yeah, I usually lately, since we've been in Missouri, I've just been buying like the frozen grass-fed beef patties from Costco, and that is probably 90% of my diet. Well, no, it's like half of 90% because like for more than 90% of my meals, all I have is just two beef patties, 4 duck eggs, and then a pile of sauerkraut. And like that's usually what I'll eat for the rest of the day. Um, and I've just been doing that. So half of like it's probably maybe equal calories, maybe from the beef and the eggs. I'm not too sure, but it's pretty good stuff. And it's simple. And it fills me up for the rest of the day. So I don't think about food and I don't care about food. And I get bored eating now, which is amazing because, you know, I'm a big girl. So it's nice to be bored eating and not want to eat. It helps with that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to having my own cow someday. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen because with all this fermenting stuff, I'm sure that's going to push back our original timeline for getting a cow because I don't want to overburden myself and Robert with something that he has no interest in. So I need to make sure that I'm predominantly home to be able to take care of it. I mean, obviously, he would help, you know, on days that I can't, or, you know, if I'm out of town for some reason or something like that. Like he takes care of everything. But you know, I don't want to unnecessarily burn him with something he doesn't want to do and doesn't care about. Like it's got to step out for a minute. Where are you going? Okinawan potatoes are the one. That's the one. Male goats are the ones that stink during rut season. They stink all the time, but they just stink more during rut. That's what I think, anyways. But yeah, so I really want a cow a lot, but I feel like right now is not a good time to do it because I just don't have the time or the mental capacity to be able to invest in something like that. Is Robert working off the farm as well as on the farm? Yes, he is the one who pays all the bills. I don't. I used to when I lived in Washington, but I've just been doing YouTube and the fermented stuff, and he goes to a 9 to 5 that is not even close to 9 to 5, but yeah, he's the one who works outside the home, so that's why I tend to take care of most of the stuff around the house because he goes to work. Makes a lot of work for you. It does, but I enjoy it, so it doesn't feel like work. I get comments every once in a while on it, and I'm just like, but I enjoy what I'm doing, and I don't want to wait for him to get home. Like, if I want to do something on Monday and he doesn't get off, you know, his day off isn't until Thursday, I ain't gonna wait until Thursday. I'm just gonna figure out how to do it. Like, I don't get why, you know, it's rare, but every once in a while people have issue with him not being out there. I was like, he's working. He goes to work. He helps me on my days off, or he does his own thing on his days off. But like, I'm an impatient person and I just want to get stuff done when I feel like doing it. So, and I'm a very capable, independent human being. So like, if I want to do something, if something I feel needs to get done, I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to sit around and just wait. Like, he's got stuff he's doing too, you know? So anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that one because it frustrates me when people say stuff like that. Cause I'm like, it's not how it is, you know, like this is my job. This is what I do. So anyways, I wish I could eat my duck eggs. I can eat chicken eggs, but the duck ones mess with my stomach. That's unusual. Usually it's like totally the opposite. But yeah, that sucks because I prefer duck eggs. Like I eat the duck eggs, Robert eats the chicken eggs. And I'm pretty sure the only reason that Robert prefers the chicken eggs is because the chicken shells are cleaner than the duck eggs. Whereas I don't care. It's rare that I will even scrub the duck eggs. I will just crack it into the bowl and put it in that because like I just figure it's more bacteria that I'm exposed to. So, less I have to deal with when I get older. How about the beautiful Highland cow? Stunning cows, textures are gorgeous too. I want to make sure that I'm getting, when I do get a cow, it has to be A2. So I'm not sure. I think the Highland might be A2, but I don't think the Dexter is. I'd have to look into it, but there's a couple breeds that I'm pretty sure, like, they're generally just, as long as they're purebred, there are A2, and you can ask for people for tests, or you can get order tests, and you do have A2 Dexters. They can be either. Okay, what is A2? It's a type of the protein that is in. You can have A2. I think it's A2A1 or A1A2. And then there is, because it's back to back, and then there's A2. It's a protein that's more easily digestible by human beings. It basically, they're heirloom cows. They haven't been Frankenstein, and it's better for you. Forgot to comment on your video, but you had a very pretty dress. You were planting tomatoes. I like that dress. Me too. I went back to Walmart and picked up 2 other colors. I really like it. It's like the perfect length where it's not too short that it makes me feel self-conscious. It's not too long that I get tripped up and it gets stuck in everything. So I'm perfectly comfortable going outside. I feel like it has a nice like neckline for me, and it has pockets, and they are not girl pockets. They are real pockets. Like I could fit my phone in there and still like have this much pocket left. Like they're real pockets. Like they're man pockets in that dress. So highly recommend. Walmart, $20. Let's see. Same way, I don't like waiting. I want it done. I want it done. Exactly. And I'm a fully capable human being. Like if I want something done, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna wait unless it's something that I literally can't do, which it happens. Or if I'm just like super overwhelmed and I'm like, I can't add this to my plate. Please do this, or help me do this, or whatever it may be. Half the time he doesn't even have a clue what I have going on up in this brain and plans for out there. So he just does what he does, and he's got his own thing. Like he's doing sweet potatoes and Jerusalem artichokes, and he does stuff. He's just not a YouTuber, so he doesn't share it on YouTube. He just goes out there and does it. On a video Kevin and Sarah did, there was drama at Ava Farmers Market. They're going to be there. What's going on? I don't know specifically what the drama is, and I don't really care to spread a lot of drama. I decided not to sell at the Ava's Market before there was any drama. I had to pick one market. At the time I was picking one market, and I picked the busiest one, and I have the once a month Saturday live stream with Darcy and Lisa. And so I decided to pick the other market because it was significantly busier. So I opted out. So I wasn't present for all the drama. The only drama that I'm aware of is through other people. And, it's not my drama to tell. So I just know there is drama and a lot of people dropped out. That's all I know. But I had mine tested. My hubby works all the time too. I do stuff all my own. Exactly. I just get it done. British White, I've never heard of that variety, is A2, and their milk tastes like the E cream. What's the E cream? Or is that supposed to be ice cream? Mine are PB and registered Dexters. Nice. I wish I could buy your cows. I know you're selling them, and it breaks my heart I can't buy them. A2 is milk The only kind I can digest well. As far as I know, I can do A1 or A2, but it has to be raw. I cannot digest pasteurized milk. It's bad news bears. And so I don't eat, I can have some cream, and I think that's because that has a much lower protein amount to it, and it's just not as difficult to digest. But yeah, pasteurized is no friend of mine. When we bought a Jersey cow, now we have yearling Belfairs and more coming in June. Good night, nurse. Goat's milk is all supposed to be A2A2. I don't believe it. I don't know if I believe it. It's just not worth finding out because it tastes like foot. I like that dress, putting it on my Walmart list. Right? Uh-huh. I love that dress. It's fantastic. I got one it's a very, very bright pink and kind of like an army color green. Those are the only three colors they had. So I just went back and got the other two. I do that all the time. If I find a shirt or something that I like, I just buy it in like a bunch of different colors. And then I just, for like a year, I wear the same shirt. I hate girly pockets. Oh my gosh, me too. Every pair of freaking jeans. Like, why do they think that we don't want pockets? Like, we want pockets. Like, at least give us the option. Like, it's like there's never even an option for it. Like, you can buy this style that has pockets and this other one doesn't. It's like they all just don't have pockets. Excuse me while I run to Walmart, right? Are you going to do a video on the soil thing you mentioned at Keepers the Old Ways? IMO maybe. Yes. As soon as I get the gumption to build the box for the IMO, I will be making IMO video. I am going to be making, I think not the video that's coming out tomorrow, but a later video this week. I am going to be starting to make the lab one and the egg one with the eggshells. So I just popped in to say hi. Well, hello, Sharon. And say I watched a video of yours that had me crying, laughing. You're so much like me. First, the wasp attack in the greenhouse. Thank you. Yeah, those wasps suck. I didn't check my mail today because I have a package in the mailbox, and I opened it up, and a couple of those things came flying out, and I was like, nope, package is staying there. So I just need to text hubby and ask him to get the mail on his way home because the bees held it hostage. I wasn't not going to happen. Living an eclectic life, better late than never. You can deliver. Yeah, but I can't buy, and I can't do cows right now. Nope, it's just not the right time. When are you getting another Robert video, cider or seasonal wines, etc.? See, here's the thing. We both stopped drinking, so he doesn't really make it anymore. So, he might have some every once in a while, once in a blue moon, but it's been probably since the last video, whenever that was, like a year. No, not a year, because I stopped drinking in August, and yeah, maybe shortly after that. He made like one batch after that, but he's just not making it. So not much of a video on that part. And he's just not vibing being on camera. So he just kind of does his own thing. Girly talk. What video shows that dress? The most recent video. It's the one on the thumbnail about 359 tomato starts or something. It was like at the end of the video. It's like a 3-day video, so I'm wearing 3 different outfits. But yeah. Grandma's apron had big pockets to wear over her dress. I want one of those aprons so desperately. Like, I just want a nice apron. I did buy like a really nice, what is that fabric? Starts with an L. Linen. It was a nice, really nice, like handmade one. I bought it from a local vendor, and I have no idea what happened to it. I have been hunting for it for the better part of a year because I bought it at I think it was at the Tulip Festival last year. So it's been more than a year. And since I bought it, and I lost it like a month after I bought it, and it was like $65. I was so disappointed. I can't find it anywhere. It was gorgeous. I loved it. I just started drinking. Nice. I do the same. I find something that fits, feels good, and I buy it in every color. Yep. It was the video where she was gardening, planting tomatoes, lost in the greenhouse. She was wearing that dress. Yep. I had a snake in my mailbox last year. Thank goodness I looked before I put my hand in there. My neighbor got it out. Oh, you have a nice neighbor. I'd like to see Robert's cider videos. He's never made cider, so I think they were just requesting a cider video, which could be an option. That's possible in the fall. Like that might be something we could do. Maybe I didn't finish it. Linen is lovely. Heck yes. I have to look and see what I have for aprons. Definitely. Aprons. I love aprons. I ruin all of my shirts because I don't wear aprons. And it's because I can't do like the ones that go like behind your neck like that. Like they have to be like the straps, almost like bra straps or something. Well, they're not actually bra straps, but the kind that go over your shoulders and not around your neck. I can't stand the ones that go around my neck. Like it's like I think it's like one of those weird ADHD things where it's like, like you got the tags, like you just like they irritate you so much, like it makes you angry. It's like that with me. Tags don't usually do it to me. Certain types of tags will do it, and I have to snip them, but I like knowing what my shirt is, so I don't often snip the tags unless it's really bad. But like flies are like that. Like if flies will not leave me alone and they keep touching my skin, it will literally make me angry. And I'm like, it's just a fly. Why is this irritating me so much? But it does. And I think it's got to be something similar to that, where it's like you just can't regulate yourself. Like you get so frustrated and you just can't regulate, and then you just get angry. It's not like I don't lash out at people, but like it's just like internally, I'm just like I want to punch. Punch a hoe. Like those freaking things. They're terrible. I hate flies. Is it possible to make sour cream with heavy whipping cream and kefir grains? I don't see why not. I'm trying to think because the source there's not as much lactose in the heavy cream in the heavy cream as there is in regular milk. So I wouldn't jeopardize my only grains on it. But if you have extra grains, I would certainly give it a try. And then you just like you might not even have to strain it out that much because the heavy cream is going to be thicker. But I've never tried culturing the cream only with the kefir grains, but I don't see why it wouldn't work because it's like there's less lactose in it, but it's not like there's no lactose in it, and there's certainly not like a massive lack of it. I think it would work. I wouldn't jeopardize my only grains on it, but I certainly would try it. I think all mine are the ones that with the neckties. Yeah, those are the worst. I want one of those ones that's like, like goes over and is meant to like cover like your whole dress, like one of those cutesy, like, I don't know, Little House on the Prairie style things. I think they'd be so cute. I get angry if I have to listen to people chewing. For me, it depends. It's mostly the smacking sound. Chewing, like crunchy, doesn't bother me most of the time. But yes, I have misophonia to the ends of the earth. And sometimes I just want to knock people out. My son was raised knowing that, and he's generally very good about it. My husband tries to be very respectful about it too, because he knows it will set me off. Like I don't get angry, I don't like scream, but it will get me in a bad mood, and I will leave the room. Like I will just walk away because I can't stand it. So usually if he's eating something that he knows is like really smacky, like lip smacky, like then he'll usually go in like eating his office or something. But yeah, cream can't be ultra pasteurized heavy cream for the kefir. Why not? I'm guessing you tried it. The strap on my back of my neck apron really bothers me too. I only wear sleeveless smock style apron now, and the kind worn by hotel mates. My parents get them from Mexico for me. Oh, that's sweet. I would like to try the smock kind. I think I did have a smock kind. Maybe that's what it was. Like it went back, but it like crossed over in the back, and it had almost full body coverage. Thinking of a smock. Okay, I probably am. Mostly chewing. Mushy chewing. Yes. Mushy. It's terrible. It just makes like these weird spit sounds in your mouth. And it's just like, would you stop? You're torturing me. Crunchy, for some reason, it doesn't usually bug me a whole lot unless I'm already kind of irritated. So, yeah. I thought I saw a comment that had the word ADHD in it. I guess maybe I'm imagining it. I've read that cream has 10% of the lactose of any milk, so there's no lactose in milk fat, or so I've read. Good to know. So I was kind of on the right train of thought with that. Like I said, I wouldn't jeopardize my only kefir grains with it, but I would try it. Definitely. It has to be used with kefir. There isn't enough protein in it. That makes sense because that makes total sense because when you are making yogurt, you heat the yogurt to 180 degrees to break down the protein. So then it solidifies better. But I would imagine if you go past a certain point, like it just fully breaks down the protein. Makes total sense. I'm happy to know that. So yeah. And I think that might be kefir exclusive because with the El Ruderai yogurt that I'm making right now, like they say that using the ultra high temp pasteurized milk, at least in the beginning, is preferred. But their reasoning for it is that everything in it has been killed off. And so it doesn't have any competition for growing the El Ruderai. So when you're just getting it started from the tabs or the little tablet things, then using the ultra pasteurized stuff is better. I have frozen grains and dehydrated grains and frozen dehydrated grains, water kefir. I only make a pint twice a week now. I can't drink it even though I love it. Why can't you drink it? Why can't you drink it? That makes me feel sad for you. How have you reconstituted them afterwards? And we're talking just water kefir, right? You're not talking about milk kefir at all. It's just water kefir. Have you tried reconstituting them after you have dehydrated them, frozen them, and frozen the dehydrated ones? I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know, and we only got 3 minutes, so let us know. I used to have just pasteurized and half and made milk kefir. I have used just pasteurized half and okay, I misread that one. Water kefir only, it constipates you. That is interesting. Have you tried kombucha? It's more acidic. It would probably help with that. I don't really care for water kefir. I'm obsessed with milk kefir, but I really don't like water kefir. And I think the reason for that is the schedule of it. Like the every other day drives me nuts. I don't like the every other day. I'd rather do every day. And that way I have a schedule and I know what I'm doing. And then, so as a result, I tend to over ferment it and it just tastes weird. I don't like it. I have some canned kombucha? What? Have a great night, Doreen. Thanks for joining us. 2, if my 5 dogs are really into kombucha, we let them have like a tablespoon every now and then. It's good for their guts just as much as it's good for our guts. While they are predominantly carnivore, they're not exclusively carnivore. So, and they don't have rumen, so they need the good bacteria and the acids and the yeast just as much as we do. Send you a picture of the can. I haven't tried it. Are we like an actual like pasteurized canned? I wouldn't eat that. That seems kind of like a waste. I want to make kombucha, but I'm afraid to. Don't be afraid. Watch my video, How to Kombucha. It'll explain just about everything. Watch it. All right, so it looks like we're getting to the end of our time here today. Thanks you guys for joining me. And I should be having a video coming out in the morning, and then I'm going to try and keep up with Thursday and Saturday's video as well, but time shall tell if I actually do, but I'm definitely going to try. Cut up SCOBY for my dog. It's good for him. I keep a calendar in the drawer near me to keep track of feeding the kefir. Yeah, I can't do that. I'll never maintain the calendar. I just learned from Anna's videos. Awesome. Sure. I surely do over ferment it. Yeah, and then it just tastes weird. I don't like it. I'd rather have the vinegary kombucha because then it gets better with age, not worse. So at any rate, y'all have an awesome night. Thanks for joining me. Peace out, sauerkraut.